Authorities in Beltrami County are investigating a mystery tonight.
The sheriff's office says there was a bright flash in the sky last night, and then a few seconds later, a loud boom in the Bemidji area. As Joe Mason reports, at first authorities thought it was a meteor, but now they say that's unlikely.
The boom and flash of light were caught on a doorbell camera. At the same time, from this camera at the Bemidji airport, you can see a light race across the evening sky. Watch closely again. We slowed it down.
In talking with different scientists, it is looking increasingly unlikely that it was a meteor.
If you were lucky enough to hear it or see it, it's probably a once in a lifetime, or certainly only very few times in a lifetime.
Bemidji residents didn't know that last night, as the flash in the sky and accompanying loud boom brought more concern than awe.
He's not a hound dog, but you could say Trax was all shook up last night after hearing this.
He did not like that. He can handle regular thunder and fireworks, but he did not like that boom last night.
Mueller says multiple 911 calls reported the mysterious sight and noise. After all, the weather was clear at the time.
And we did not have any power outages either.
When I hear something like this in my backyard, you bet it makes the hair on my neck stand.
It was around 6:40 Monday night. His dog and several other people in and around Bemidji were shaken by this flash of lights and loud boom.
At my house, it rattled the windows and the dishes clanged a little bit, but some people had their car alarms were activated by the noise.
No damage was reported. It wasn't picked up on weather radar or satellite lightning detection. The county even sent the videos to NASA to see if they could determine the cause. We showed the videos to Stephen Ratliff, a professor of physics and astronomy at St. Cloud State University. He believes the light may have been a meteor, but he's unclear where the sound came from.
I'm not sure what to make of that.
The sheriff's office up in Beltrami County says that they talked to a scientist with NASA who doesn't think the video from Bemidji Airport shows a meteor. And they say that the home video was inconclusive. The sheriff's office says that they're still trying to figure it out.
My money is on UFO. Julie? Well, who knows? Could be.
Hundreds of North Texans heard and felt a loud boom this afternoon. And tonight we know what caused it. The thunderous noise shook homes in Wise County. Meredith Yeomans went there to find answers.
It was crazy.
It lasted seconds.
Everyone heard it.
But the boom heard across Wise County is still causing noise.
It was very loud.
Like just a big boom. It shook the walls.
Doors rattling.
Shook the windows.
Garage doors bowing.
Shook the TVs on the walls, everything. Everyone just kind of looked at each other like, whoa, what is that? And it scared the crap out of me.
When news about the noise hit social media, we went to the Square in Decatur to find people who heard it. McCoy Hillary was at school.
I thought it was an explosion.
Veronica Mars was at work.
And we were having a Thanksgiving luncheon, and we actually had one of the windows open, and we heard like a boom. It was actually two booms.
You're welcome. The Wise County Sheriff's Office says about a dozen 911 calls came into its dispatch center in a matter of minutes.
On top of numerous non-emergency calls.
Chief Deputy Craig Johnson says first responders fanned out to try to find the source of the sound.
From anywhere from shots being fired to explosions, to sonic boom. Out of all that, we came up with sonic boom.
A predictable conclusion since Wise County is between two military installations. They get sonic booms from time to time. Just not this loud. They get sonic booms from time to time. Just not this loud. Meredith Yeomans, NBC5.
Yeah, CBS 17's Steve Sbracia is digging deep to unravel the big boom mystery. And Steve, what's shaking bacon?
Well, ironically, it happened on National Shakeout Day. That's a day set aside for doing earthquake drills around the country. Now, this was not an earthquake, but it certainly was mysterious.
It was the percussion from it, the shake of the ground and the house that surprised me.
People across our area are wondering what happened after they heard a large boom. Right around noon, people started calling WRL from Hillsborough saying they heard something. Since then, we've received reports from people all over asking what happened.
I remember an earthquake about 12 years ago in 2011 that I was in Durham for at my grandmother's house, and it felt like a train rumbling by. But this one felt a little different. It felt more like a boom. an explosion.
RDU says there was nothing in the sky that would create a sonic boom, and the U.S. Geological Service reports no earthquakes in the southeast today.
The U.S. Geological Survey did not report an earthquake in the area.
I've experienced earthquakes before, and it's still nothing as the sort.
It is now confirmed that mysterious boom heard in Hillsborough yesterday was an earthquake.
So that's what it was.
Remember all those reports we got from Orange County in the last 24 hours about what sounded like a sonic boom? Well, we're now hearing from the U.S. Geological Survey that loud sound was actually an earthquake. We checked with the USGS a little while ago, and for some reason, whatever was happening did not show up on the algorithms.
A bang heard throughout Hillsborough remained a mystery for nearly 24 hours. Almost 100 people dialed 911 for answers.
Do you have any reports of an explosion in the area or Revere Red? We just heard one. Affirmative. We felt and heard the same thing. We're trying to identify.
Now, what he just brought up there, one of the people that I spoke with here, that sonic boom potential, we reached out to the U.S. Air Force, actually out of D.C., asking their public affairs department, were they made aware of any sort of sonic boom or other sound that kind of echoed across this part of the state? And could they tell us what sort of reports they've received? They're looking into that possibility now as well.
All Orange County officials can say for sure is that there were no reports of injuries. After that, all explanations are up in the air.
Or
reporting live from Hillsborough, Steve Frazier, CBS 17 News.
Maybe in the sewer system. I don't know.
Just bizarre.
It's so strange. Steve, we want you to stay on this. I know you'll get the answer.
Steve, thank you.
Hundreds of people across West Michigan took to social media overnight, reporting hearing a massive boom echoing across the sky. From Holland to Kentwood to northern Kent County, people say they heard a pounding noise that lasted for more than a minute.
Yeah, it's got a lot of traction, and just to break the news here, was it the extraterrestrials finally coming down to shake hands with the president?
Right.
Not this time, at least. It was likely a meteor, but not part of the Perseid meteor shower that everyone is looking forward to this weekend.
About 10:30 p.m. Thursday night, as West Michigan was getting ready for bed, something peculiar was streaking above.
I heard rumbling, and, I see clear skies.
It was just insanity. Like, I'm surprised the kids didn't wake up. That's how loud it was at my house.
A Ring camera on Angelica Ward's home in Kentwood picked up the billowing groans.
It almost sounded like if you were next to, the train tracks when they're going over it, bumping, or almost if a plane was going over.
For over a minute, it echoed from Holland to Hastings, northern Kent County, and down to Kentwood.
To have one so close to home that actually made that, boom sound, rumble sound, was pretty surreal.
But what was it? In this video caught by Ron Earl in Wyoming, it sure looks like a meteor. Some folks online speculated it might be part of the Perseid meteor shower set to be visible this weekend.
The Perseids do not produce any sound because they totally vaporize before they get down to the lower atmosphere where the air molecules are dense enough to carry sound waves. So I don't know what they're hearing.
Now, Fox 17 showed Lunsford these videos late Friday. He says they do not appear to show a meteor and says this does not sound like a meteor entering the atmosphere. So we may not know yet if it really was a meteor shaking up West Michigan Thursday night.
Thousands of stargazers have witnessed a space visitor as it made its way across Melbourne's night sky.
Dozens of Melburnians say they saw what appears to be a meteor blazing through the sky around midnight, moments after feeling the ground shake and a loud bang. One witness spoke on 3AW this morning.
I'm sort of recording them all the time. This was a rather large one. I hadn't seen one this big or long before, but I had sort of captured bolides before where they sort of explode.
like a scene from a science fiction movie. Come here. But this streak across the sky was very real.
Geoscience Australia has identified seismic signals near northwest Melbourne, which normally relate to earthquakes, and some space experts say, well, it's just junk burning up, not unlike my Logie's gag.
But astronomers say the Midnight Light show was most likely a Russian rocket returning to Earth.
It appeared without warning, burning and bright. Wow! A cosmic fireball captivated stargazers as it streaked across Australian skies at astronomical speeds.
Look at that, bro.
What is that?
I think it's a meteor.
The mysterious light entered the Earth's atmosphere about midnight. With sightings from Victoria's high country to inner city Melbourne to Tasmania and South Australia. The astrophenomena lasted less than a minute, leaving many to believe they had laid eyes on a spectacular meteor shower.
Meteor, I reckon.
After it had disappeared over the horizon, we heard a massive bang.
According to experts, it was definitely space junk, not a meteor, and it's likely to have come from a rocket.
We think, in fact, a Russian rocket, the upper stage of which tumbled back to Earth. This is definitely not aliens, and if it was, they had a heck of a bad day. That was a spectacularly bad landing.
A mysterious loud boom reported in Upper Macungie Township, Lehigh County earlier today has neighbors all abuzz about what it could be. Police looking into it have no explanations yet either.
Well, sounds like that have been waking up people in Lancaster and Depew, and around the clock, people have been asking, what is making that sound? Back here, residents in Lancaster and the village of Depew are still looking for answers tonight about those loud booms that they've been hearing.
They've been hearing loud booming noises at all hours of the day for several weeks now. One Lancaster resident says she heard a loud noise just a few weeks ago here at Como Lake Park while walking her dog.
It just was a big boom, and I really didn't know what it was. I said, well, it was too loud for fireworks. You know, the dog is going crazy because she's got sensitive hearing.
No one seems to know what's causing these loud sounds, or where it's happening, and if people should be concerned. Cheryl Wilgowski lives near Bowen and William Street in Lancaster and says she's never experienced anything like this.
69 News reporter Rose Itzkovitz has more.
I thought it was over here. They were blowing up.
Many neighbors in Upper Macungie Township shaken up after an earth-shaking boom.
And then all of a sudden we heard this boom, and you felt it was like a, thought it was like an earthquake.
I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I just feel a loud boom and shake.
The U.S. Geological Survey reported no notable seismic activity either.
It's a little unsettling.
I have no idea what it was. It spooked me.
Karen from Lancaster says she heard a loud noise several weeks ago at 9:30 in the morning.
I heard a loud explosion. I got up real quick, looked around outside, didn't see anything.
Monday night at 11 was the last time residents Tammy Norris and Jessica Pytek heard something.
This boom is huge.
Yeah,
it's very loud, very unsettling. And it's heard from like the Depew all the way to the other side of Lancaster.